We are live. Good tuning in. Make sure you share this out. Tag some folks that you know might have been dealing with some things from their past issues and they need some help. That's what this new book is all about. Killing yesterday, creating a new day for a new you. Just give me a second to share this out myself. Still trying to get over this cold. This cough won't let a brother go. What's going on? What's going on? I see a few people tuned in. We getting ready to get started in probably another 2 minutes. I'm just trying to make sure I get this shared out to share it out to as many folks as I can. Sorry, excuse the cough. I'm trying to get over this cold, but I got to get this content out. Got to get this content out. All right, all right, all right. So, turn on the live for Instagram and let's get started. So as promised, every day of writing, I'm going to be coming on here, going live and talking about where my mindset was at um, when I started writing in the morning and talk about a little about what I wrote, that day, and hopefully we can have some some discourse where it's not just me talking, but we can have some dialogue around what it is that I'm talking about. So we're still dealing with chapter one, and chapter one is titled "What Is Yesterday." So remember, the book is "Killing Yesterday, Creating a New Day for a New You." So that first chapter, we're really just hammering home, like, all right, what is yesterday? Um, what power does yesterday have? What power do I give yesterday? Um what has yesterday changed about me? Just all of these different things. Just what is yesterday? So today, my thoughts, right? I'm still looking for or looking at the limitations of yesterday. I want to that's where my mindset is. My mindset is the limitations. What are the limitations of yesterday? Now we tend to look back and see how big the things were that happened to us yesterday, but I'm looking for yesterday's weaknesses. So that's where my mindset is as I'm writing this chapter. What are the weaknesses of yesterday? Because we can sit and try to make yesterday seem so big and bad, and everything that happened to us is the worst thing that ever happened, and we can never overcome the things that happened yesterday, and excuse me, and so on and so on. But as I'm writing, I'm looking for the weaknesses. what are the weaknesses in yesterday? Because if we can't recognize where our past is weak, then we can't overcome it. But and the biggest reason why we can't over the only reason why we can't overcome or don't overcome the past is because we give it power. We give power to our past traumas. We give power to people that hurt us. I've seen people, right, see somebody that did something to them in the past and be like, man, they messed up my whole day. You let that person mess up your whole day? I mean, your day was doing good. You were doing well until you seen this person, and now you messed up your whole day because you gave that person that much power over you. So what I want to talk about, or what I'm thinking about as I'm writing, is what are the weaknesses, right? So now let's say we run into that same person, right? They did whatever they did back in the day, but so where is yesterday weak? It's weak because whatever they did is gone. Now, you give it power when you look at that person and you dwell on whatever happened and you imagine what they did and you begin to relive it. Understand this, right? Your brain does not know the difference between have something that is heavily imagined and something that actually happened. So when you are reliving what's happened in the past in your mind, your brain thinks you're actually in this situation again. And so now you're feeling all the same experiences, feelings from that experience. Your brain is releasing the same chemicals in order to make you feel exactly how you felt when you were in that situation. And you're living it all over again because you gave it power. But if you were looking for the weaknesses in yesterday, which is where my mindset was today as I'm writing, we're thinking about the weaknesses of yesterday, and the biggest weakness is it's not happening. So yesterday is something that has passed. It's what you got to understand and keep in the forefront of your mind. Yesterday is not a part of your current reality. Yesterday is not a part of your current reality. It's just not. I I know I keep having to make caveats because a lot of times when we suffer trauma, we we do have people who try to downplay it, and that's not my goal. My goal is not to downplay your trauma. My goal is to upplay your power. I don't think I ever used the word upplay in my life. I'm not trying to downplay what happened to you, but I'm trying to big up the power that you have over it. So, yesterday is something that has passed away. It is not a part of your current reality. And that means what happened yesterday is not happening now. So, you running that person, maybe the person hit you years ago. I don't know. They're not hitting you now. Now, me, I probably would crack them upside the head, but that's neither here nor there. That's not in the book. Cracking people upside the head is not in the book. God is still working on me. He is still working on me. So you see that person, but they're not hitting you now. So there's no harm. There's no harm happening. There's no pain happening. You have to recognize, all right, what happened is past, and it's not my current reality. What prevents us from being the best version of ourselves is acting like or living as the things that happened in our past are a part of our current reality. Last night we talked about those defensive mechanisms. Like, you create a defensive mechanism to help you counter something that's happening in your past. I mean, something that was happening at one point in time, but then as you continue to live and become, you're still trying to protect yourself from something that's not happening. Like, think about it like this, right? Let's say you in a fight. Now somebody just swinging, and you just covering up. You covering up so they can't punch you in the face. You covering up so they can't punch you in the ribs, right? Now imagine they walk away, and for the next 10 years you just stay like this. That's how some of us are psychologically. We are we're living our lives still balled up about something that is not a part of our current reality today. It's not a part of our current reality today. Next thing I wrote about today is yesterday is something that is set. It's something that is set, meaning um, it can't change, it can't grow, it can't evolve, it can't get stronger. It just is what it is. So whatever happened yesterday, today is exactly is what it was 10 years ago, 20 years ago. It's the exact same thing. It is set in stone. It can't change, grow, evolve, or get stronger. But this is the key here, right? You can. See, ever since that day, you have been changing. You have been growing. You have been evolving. You have been getting stronger. So the thing that is set does not have the ability to overtake you because you are not the you were when it happened. Today you have changed. Today you have grown. Today you have evolved. Today you have gotten stronger. So the thing that we thought had all this power over us does not, because we're constantly getting better. We're constantly getting better. It's like we just had the Super Bowl. Eagles won, go Birds. And Andy Reid was our coach for some time, right? And Andy Reid had a almost perfect record whenever he got a chance, whenever he had a bye. So if he had that week off from playing and he got to study his opponent for 2 weeks, he always won because he got to study his opponent for extra time. So whatever happened, you have all this time to study what it was. And you have all this time to counter what happened. And unlike Andy Reid, he's playing against people who are other professionals who are throwing counters and everything. But what happened to you is set. What you went through is set. So it can't change. It can't counter you. It can't see you come in and then say, well, I'm going to sneak up on him or her in a different way. No, yesterday is set. And since it's set, every time you change, you have more authority over that situation. Every time you grow, you get too big for that situation. Every time you evolve, you become someone new to the point where that situation should not even phase you anymore. There are things, right, that I look back and I just like, man, I ain't even worried about that. I ain't even worried about that. All right. That's the mindset. Now, we don't always have that mindset. We have to grow to get there sometimes. But if you look at your life, right, there are certain things that you looked at and you'll say, I ain't worried about that. But then there are other things that you magnify. So you have made it bigger than what it was. And it's not blame. A lot of times, whenever you're trying to show somebody their power, a lot of times people take it as blame. I ain't blaming you. What I'm saying is, if you demagnify it, it disappears. That's what I'm saying. If you don't shine a light on it, it can't be seen. If you don't bring it to life, it can't exist. So every time you change, every time you grow, every time you evolve, every time you get better, when you look back at those things, go ahead, change some more. Now, don't change in a negative way. Change in a positive way. Grow some more. A tree, trees obviously they don't move, right? But you know what a tree's defensive mechanism is? It's growing. The one of the ways to get a tree to grow is not just to feed it good, it's to beat it. I know that sounds strange. If you beat the tree's defensive mechanism is to grow and get bigger to absorb the blows. Now, I'm not trying to tell you to continue to absorb blows. But what I'm saying is, when you look back at those things, grow. Look and figure out how you need to grow in order for that thing to no longer have a hold on. If yesterday is set, you have all the time in the world to become such a better, bigger person. You have all the time in the world to evolve into somebody so different that yesterday don't matter, because it's set. It's not changing. It's not growing. It's not getting bigger. It's not getting stronger in your life. You are the one getting bigger and stronger. So we got to recognize that yesterday is set. So what I was thinking about here as I was writing, right, is how we always dream about changing the past. Right? Oh, I wish I could go back and I wish I could do this. I wish I could go back and shoot, I wish I could go back and be born in a rich family. I wish. We always want to change the past, but the past is set. You can't change the past, but you can change you. Heard of a podcast, my girl Nikki Purvey, shout out to Nikki. And she talked about us always, I wish I had a clean slate. And she was like, today is your clean slate. Start the day right now. Like right now. Forget, forget yesterday. Forget how old you are. You want a clean slate? Start now. Start now. That's what the Bible talks about when it tells you to redeem the time. It's not telling you can't go back and get the time back. When the Bible says redeem the time, what it's saying is start right now. Start right now. Yesterday is set. You can't go back and change it. You can't go back and have a different life or have different resources, but you can change right now. So this is where my mind was at, right? So we always talk about wanting to change the past. You can't, but if you change you today, you change your future. And this is the thing, right? At whatever age you are now, right? If you start and then you become successful at whatever you become successful at, whatever age you are, once you hit that success, what does it matter if you were successful 5 years prior or not? Because that part of that, yes, it is gone, right? So what do it matter if you wasn't a millionaire in your 20s? Because once you're 30, you're 30. So if you were a millionaire in your 20s, it don't even matter because excuse me, it doesn't even matter because once you're 30, you're 30. So now you're in the present day, and whatever you had or didn't have for the past 10 years don't matter because all we have is the present. We keep thinking like we missed out, but even if you did it, it's gone. Even if you had it, it's gone. Even if you lived it, it's gone. All you have is the present. So yesterday is set. So now let me make my present the best I can make my present in order to make my future the best future that I can make. But I can't keep dwelling on the past because even if I did have the best past in the world, in this moment, what do I have? What if you had it all and lost it? Right? Sometimes we think that's better. Well, at least I had it. Okay, but at this moment, once we get to the present moment, well, we're always in the present moment. We're in the present moment. What do you have? So if we start that clean slate right now and stop thinking about, all right, well, I wish I would have had that when I was younger. I wish I would have knew this when I was younger. You know it now. It's so crazy how, right? We will have whole conversations and discourses in our mind about what we wish we knew when we were younger, and we not applying it now. I need to clip that right there. We have discourses in our mind about how we wish we knew something when we were younger, and we're still today not implementing what we know now. You want to plug it into your 20-year-old self. Why? What's your 40-year-old self doing with it? How about you use it now? That way you don't turn 50 and say, I wish when I was 40, it becomes a cycle. It becomes a cycle. Yesterday is set. Yesterday being set means it can't predict your future. That's another one of our problems. We keep looking at the past to try to predict our future. Whatever your failures were in the past ain't got nothing. Nobody successful has never failed. So if they became successful after their failures, that means those failures don't predict the success. But on the journey, we keep magnifying the things that happened in the past, and we're magnifying, giving life, giving power, giving strength to these things, and we're looking like, well, I can't become this because of that. No, those things have nothing to do with each other. Yesterday does not predict your future. Every day you are becoming, but yesterday is staying the same. Every day you are becoming. Now I don't know what you're becoming. I don't know what your intentionalities are, or what your discipline is, or what your goal is, what your plans are. I don't know. But you're becoming something. Now, when we start to create our short-term goals and our long-term goals, when we start to get disciplined, and when we start to implement the things that we learn, we are becoming the best version of ourselves. So you are constantly becoming, but whatever happened is staying the same. Now, it's up to you whether you want to constantly become the same version of yourself, or you want to become the best version of yourself. Let's go. Last thing that I was thinking is yesterday is something that is subjective. So there's a famous quote: I never lose, I either win or I learn. I never lose, I either win or I learn, which means there's a lesson in everything, which means that whatever I went through, I'm not looking at anything as a loss, because I can take something from this to make my present better and to make my future better. Right? When we young, we think our parents is just mean, strict, and trying to kill all of our fun. But then as we get older, we can recognize, my parents were trying to keep me from harm. My parents were trying to keep me from harming myself. My parents were trying to tell me about some of these friends that I have that aren't really my friends, because they can see the signs, because they lived through it themselves. My parents want me home because they don't want me out in the streets getting killed or robbed or harmed or anything. When we get older, we recognize it, or some of us recognize it. So you can look back at what in the moment you thought was them being mean and them killing your fun, and totally changing that narrative. So, my question, right? What are you looking for when you look into your past? Now, I know I talked about this the first night. I know for sure I have intentionally looked into my past to be sad. I have intentionally looked into my past to be depressed. I have intentionally looked into my past to say, woe is me. I've been there. What are you looking for when you look into your past? Let's be honest. If you're looking for the lessons of life, you're going to find them. But if you're looking for the pain of life, you're going to find that. What are you looking for when you look into your past? Now, embracing the subjectivity of yesterday helps us rewrite the narrative of our past. So when we just have this negative mind and we're looking into the past for the negative, we're looking into the past for what hurt us, we create a narrative of hurt from the past that lingers into the present, which gives credence to why we can't succeed. We can't succeed because of what we had going on in the past. However, if I can accept that yesterday is subjective and I change the way I look at yesterday, or even change what I'm looking for when I look at yesterday, I can begin to look and find the lessons that I can use in the present moment, because yesterday is subjective. Yeah, you had a terrible breakup, but that led you to find love, the actual love of your life. You lost a job, but that job put you in a position where you had to create your own business. It's so many things that can happen that seem negative, or in the moment can be and feel negative, but later on it can bring prosperity to your life. But some of us never want to see the prosperity. All we want to see is the negative. All we want to see is the pain. All we want to see is the hurt. So to us, yesterday is not subjective. Yesterday, it is what it is. Yesterday is just bad. And because yesterday is bad, my life today is bad. And because yesterday was bad and my life today is bad, then tomorrow is going to be bad as well. And that's the cycle. But again, today, as I was writing today, I'm looking for the weaknesses in yesterday. Looking for the weaknesses in yesterday, because I want to take all of the power out of the negative things that happen. And I want to put all of my energy into the positive things. That way I can say, listen, these are the lessons from yesterday. And because of these lessons from yesterday, today is going to be a good day. And because of the lessons from yesterday and today being a good day, tomorrow is going to be an even better day. That is how we begin to change. And that is how we kill yesterday. Listen, so this is just day 2. We're going to be here every Monday through Thursday at 8 p.m. Where, as I'm writing through this book, so probably the next 90 days, we're going to be doing this. If you know anybody who has been struggling with the past, make sure you tag them in these videos. Make sure you follow me. Make sure you follow me on YouTube, BF and Kruma. Make sure if you're on Facebook, you join the Facebook group, A Journey to Killing A Journey to Writing Killing Yesterday. And also, once this chapter 1 is done, I'm gonna let you guys download. I'm gonna let you download chapter 1 and be able to read everything that I'm writing. That probably will be next week sometime. So I thank you all for tuning in. I will see y'all. Listen, make sure you're every Monday through Thursday. I'm going to be here at 8 p.m. So make sure you join me weekly.